Hey guys, it's PonkyPlays. Welcome to a Watcher of Realms video. So today I'm going to be pulling shards for the Diaochan limited summon, as well as if I get to the pity swap area, I guess. I'll definitely be pulling for Airlys and Aeris. And then I do have some divine shards as well, so I'll definitely be pulling those for them too, because Aeris is supposed to be pretty good and Airlys is new. And she's already sounding like she's gonna be great. So definitely would love either of the champions potentially. Honestly, I'm like mostly looking forward to pulling an Airless. I hope that I can. Let's see what happens though. I wanna say I'm like 70 shards into my last legendary, around 70. Let's see, that's 40. 60, not 60, 70, yeah. So 70 since my last legendary. 72, I guess, technically. I'm gonna really quickly start with the divines, I guess. And then go into my limited and then pity swap if I get to the 170. But yeah, let's just go and get started with the video. With the pools, I guess. Wish me luck. Hey, okay, so let's see who this is. Callista. She's okay. I don't know if I use her much. I started using her in Gear Dungeon 2, but then I pulled Magda, and now I've got, I forgot what her name is, the Centaur lady, who is doing her job, but more, not consistently, but I can time it, which is a lot better for Gear Dungeon 2, so I don't really use Callista anywhere, but she's supposed to be decent. I want to say this is an A1 Callista. 2 more shards. Let's see what I can pull with that. So right now I'm at 170 since the legendary, so I'm gonna go ahead and pity swap for sure. Let's see what rewards I get. Oh, some more shards as well. That's very helpful. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pity swap because I would like either of the champions, like I said. So let's see. Hopefully it doesn't take too much. Okay, there you go. Let's hope to pull one of the two, because I really, or both, you know, that's a possibility, right? Okay, Aeris, nice. That's cool. Nice. I was hoping to at least pull one of them. I was sad that the Divine Shard wasn't either. Okay. Let's just keep, I guess, with the Diaochan summoning then, because I'm not gonna be hitting pity with this, so let's just go up to it, I guess. Okay, so this is gonna be Diaochan. Let's see if I get anything before Diaochan. Maybe 2 copies? I doubt it. Okay, yeah, it's just gonna be Diaochan. So this would be an A2 Diaochan for me. I do think though I'm gonna continue pulling on this banner just so that I can potentially get her to A3 and who knows if higher, but again, I'm usually very unlucky with banners per se. Especially when it comes, I don't think I've ever pulled an extra of the limited summons from their banners. Pretty sure I've never. At least I think I haven't. But Diaochan is awesome. I do use her. Yeah, let's just keep summoning, I guess. And then I'll eventually sell my rares and continue with more gems. Let's just go. Okay guys, I'm back. I did all the champion selling, I guess I can do, so that I got some more gems. Got like, I want to say 70, maybe 80-ish more pulls I can do. So let's go ahead and see if I can. Oh, I also got 2 divine shards. Let's actually start with those and then continue summoning. Let's see. Okay. Wasn't expecting one right away, but okay. A Sadie. I don't know if that's an 8-2 Sadie for me or not. Might be. Sadie's really, really good for gear rate 2. So, not mad about that. Let's just see if I can keep pulling and maybe get another Lego. Hopefully, another Diaochan. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna do just a few more rounds of trying to get more resources so that I can keep pulling. Okay, I think this is gonna be my last 10 pull for the day. I do plan on doing more summonings though before the event is over, so hopefully I get at least one more copy. That's what I'm hoping. Let's see what this 10 pull will be. Yeah, no Lego there. Unfortunately. Let's just go ahead and go through the new champions that I received. Go through their kits. And call it good for today. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. We'll start out with Diaochan since she's the limited, right? So I've got her here. So her skills, she's got her talent, increases healing bonus by 50% when deployed, begins dancing to Serenade of Hope, a stance that continuously heals and protects allies. And then during the Serenade of Hope, she gains an extra 4% healing bonus every 2 seconds, reaching a maximum of increase after 20 seconds. So that'll be 40% extra healing bonus, not bad. And then during Song of Sorrows, which is her second stance, it continuously strengthens allies, increases attack by 2% every 2 seconds, reaching a maximum increase after 20 seconds, so a 20% attack increase. And the effects are removed when switching stances. For those of you that don't know, she's a healer and also an inspiration, so the Serenade of Hope is her healing and protecting, the Song of Sorrow is the inspiration, and I believe she does a little bit of piercing increase on your allies. So Serenade of Hope periodically applies attack-based healing 3 times to all allies in range, which is nice. And right now it looks like she's just got that Dolores range, but when you have her awakened, that range does increase. Let's just really quickly show you her awakening one. So it does the plus sign, which I believe Leia has that during her ultimate, I think. Yes, she's got the plus sign, and I know that there's another healer that has this. I think this might be their base but I don't have her, so I don't recall who it is. But yeah, it's a pretty nice range. I like it, and having that range constantly as long as she's Awakened 1 is really nice. Let's see, the healing multiplier goes up by 20% if you have her maxed out. Doesn't say what the base multiplier is though. And then during the Song of Sorrow, she grants 25% inspiration to all allies in range, which is really nice. Especially because it's like a consistent inspiration. She's not doing any healing during that, but it's just consistently pumping out extra damage to your allies in range. It's really great. Then the, I guess, ultimate, all it does is just switch between the two stances. And then she's got her bond skill that happens as long as you've got Lubu out. When there are any other allied heroes in her basic attack range, reduces her AoE damage taken by 30%. So really, really nice survivability there. Then her Bittersweet Dreams passive, within 15 seconds after switching stances, basic attack inherits half the effects of the previous stance. This effect can trigger up to one time every 45 seconds. So you can continuously switch her, and as long as it happens within 45 seconds, she's gaining half of the, I guess, other stances buffs, attributes for 15 seconds. So there'll be a 30-second period in between switching where it won't happen, but it's still pretty nice, the fact that it can still carry over those attributes for the first 15 seconds of switching. And then Thorn Rose Serenade of Hope continuously applies physical damage reduction and magic damage reduction, and it's a plus 20 for both to allies in range. And then Song of Sorrow continuously applies penetration increase to 2 other non-healer allies with the highest attacking range. So she's basically powering up your highest damage dealers, which is awesome. And it's a 20% defense and magic resistance penetration. Really, really nice. And then during her awakening, again, her Awaken 1, it's a range increase, which is simple, but like very, very impactful. And now I've got her Awakening 2, which increases her attack, which is awesome since she's an inspiration champion. It's gonna make quite the difference. And then Awaken 3 during the Thorn Rose, which is the magic and physical reduction or penetration increase. Increases damage reduction of Serenade of Hope by 5%, so that's a 25%, and then increases the number of targets affected by Song of Sorrow by 1. That's really nice, so then she can apply the penetration to 3 champions instead. Definitely a nice Awakening 3. Awakening 4, all damage reduction plus 8%. And then Awakening 4, when switching to Serenade of Hope, heals allies in range for 500%. I guess just 500%. And when switching to Song of Sorrow, applies Rage Regen to allies in range. This effect can be triggered up to one time every 30 seconds. That Rage Regen is really nice. Restores 2% rage per second, and that lasts for 5 seconds. So basically restores 10% of the allies' range when she switches, and it can be triggered up to or every 30 seconds. Not bad at all, especially because she's got a really cheap ultimate, since all it's doing is switching her stances. It's a pretty nice, and it makes it so that you kind of want to constantly be switching back and forth. It at least gives you like an incentive to switch back and forth, I guess. And then her exclusive artifact increases her attack by 5%, and that doesn't go up at all. And when Serenade of Hope reaches maximum stacks, she gains an extra 15% healing bonus, which does go up. I think it goes up almost to 40%. I'm not entirely certain on that, but I think that's what I remember reading. And when Song of Sorrow reaches maximum stack, increases attack by an extra 3%, which that also doesn't go up. The only thing that goes up by increasing her artifact is the healing bonus, which is still not bad because she's a really good support champion as well. So there she goes. I am definitely happy to get the extra attack because that'll increase her inspiration. Right now her build is not as optimal as I wish it was for myself personally, but again, that extra attack is gonna be very helpful. And then let's see the next champion. I know Callista was one that I pulled, so let's see. She has a talent. Each attack has a 15% chance to trigger a special attack that deals 250% damage to 2 targets in range and knocks them back. The hero's attack deals 20% more damage to targets not blocked by herself. So she kind of wants to be placed behind somebody. Her basic attack deals 120 when fully skilled AoE damage to up to 5 enemies, which is pretty nice. I believe she hits kind of hard too. Her ultimate deals 280, goes up to 300% damage 2 times and knocks back enemy or up to 5 targets. And it's a pretty cheap ultimate as well. It goes to 350 when fully skilled up. It lasts for 3 seconds. She can be doing this pretty frequently, which is nice. Her passive one, Dawn's Salvation. Each target knocked back increases the damage by 5%, stacking up to 5 times. And then lasts for 10 seconds, and when a full stacks, increases the chance of triggering the talent by 5%. Which is really, really nice. So it goes from 15 to 20% chance of knocking back, which then will get her another stack again and she can probably keep the stacks up pretty frequently, which is nice, as long as there's like a consistent wave of enemies coming through. And then Dawn's Reckoning. When knockback is triggered, inflicts a mark on the target for 10 seconds. While marked, each time the target moves 0.5 tiles on their own, they take 1 instant of damage equal to 70% of the hero's attack. Yeah, she's definitely a pretty decent damage dealer. She's not a consistent knockbacker though. That's the only issue. Just because she can knock back with her talent and then with her ultimate, but it's an auto ultimate, so you can't control it. She's not a what would I say? Like reliable, I guess. She doesn't knock back when you want her to, only when she wants to, basically. This again is my awakened one for her. So this will increase the ultimate damage by 50% and enhances the knockback strength. Okay. So let's see. So her original ultimate does 300 damage, I remember, because I don't have her fully skilled up. So I think this would just go up to 350% damage, unless it's a 50% of the 300, which then would be 450, which that's definitely a lot more or a much higher considerable amount of damage. But either way, I mean, that's not bad. Her A2 does extra attack. Her A3 talent trigger knockback has enhanced strength and affects one more target. Okay. All knockback effects inflict stun. That's definitely pretty nice. It's a short stun, sure, but any CC any CC is better than no CC for sure. Her penetration gets increased, and then Awaken 5. When an enemy dies in range, the next basic attack is guaranteed to trigger the talent up to 2 times every 10 seconds. Okay, that's not bad. And then she's got an exclusive artifact, which AoE damage plus 22%, and it goes up I don't remember how much it goes at max. The number of knockback targets from the talent increases by 2. So she starts out with 2 enemies. With her exclusive artifact, she does 4 enemies, and then awakened, was it awakened 3? Yeah. So she can knock back up to 5 targets if she's awakened 3 with her exclusive and all that. It's not bad. It's definitely a pretty decent kit. It's like simple, but seems like a heavy hitter and can be a control champion. I mean, the knockbacks are control as well, but then extra control with the stun. So not bad there. Let's see. The other one I got was Sadie. That's right. Again, I don't remember this. This is an A2 Sadie. Okay. So I actually was on the process of skilling Sadie out because, again, she's really good on Gear Dungeon 2, and I'm trying to get further on it. So let's actually just finish skilling her up right now before going through her kit. And there we go. Okay. So her talent grants physical damage reduction and magic damage reduction to allies in range, and it's 15% on both. She's got grants HP based healing to all allies in range. Not bad. That means you can build her super bulky, and then also help healing your champions. And she's got that Dolores range, that initial Diaochan range before you A1 her. It's a little awkward, but she's not like Dolores, where you can raise her attack speed and she's actually going to be healing them faster. And I think it can technically end up dealing some decent healing. I don't know if it's incredible healing, but it is decent. Especially, again, if you've got her healing really fast, it can stack up pretty nicely. Song of Courage. Oh, I guess let's go to the ultimate first. So, Ode to Time. During the ultimate applies final damage reduction. So final damage taken is reduced by 60%. Only takes 40% damage, which that's the reason why she's so good against the boss of the Gear Raid 2, because when he does those ground slams, she can mitigate a lot of that damage. Takes effect only when stronger than current buff, debuffs on the same attribute. Which I don't really know if there's anything that's that powerful for damage reduction. There might be, but I don't know of any. The damage is delayed until the skill ends, then converts into HP loss equal to the remaining damage over 12 seconds. Not bad. Her passive, after the ultimate ends, randomly grants one of the following buffs to allies in range. Restores the target's HP equal to 10% of their max HP every 1.5 seconds, and this lasts for 12 seconds. Or increases 30% of their max HP. And then as long as you've got her awakened 1, which I guess I'll look at her awakenings later, but it does change that during her first awakening. Her passive 2, Sheltered Heart, periodically resists incoming damage 1 time, which is great. Cooldown is reduced by 1 second every time the hero takes damage, which is also great because it takes 40 seconds to get back to it, but it can be a lot faster as long as she's taking consistent damage. Her Awaken 1 makes it so that the first passive, Song of Courage, applies both of the buffs. So it won't be random anymore, which makes it so much nicer because you really do kind of want both. Since the allies are taking the damage that they would have received during the protection time. Getting that healing over time as well is awesome, and then getting the extra HP just makes it so that they're less likely to die as well. Then her Awaken 2 gives her extra HP, which, since she's an HP healer and she's a healer in general, getting bulk is awesome for her. Her Awaken 3, when taking damage, increases rage regen by 50% for 3 seconds, which is awesome. Because her ultimate is definitely the most important part of her kit, really. Then she gets extra HP on her Awakening 4, which is awesome. And then Awaken 5 during the effects of Song of Courage, which is her ultimate, I believe. Yes. Increases the healing multiplier by 100%. Oh, no. Song of Courage is her first passive. So during the effects of it, increases the healing multiplier. So she'll be healing better during it, I guess. Definitely wouldn't mind getting extra copies of her, because other than her range being... That's really her main issue, is her range. She's a really good protector. And then I do have her exclusive artifact as well. Whispering Grace. When the ultimate is activated and when it ends, triggers 1 healing with an 160% healing multiplier. After the ultimate ends, reduces the HP loss effect on allies by 20%. Really, really nice. Just provides even more support to your team, I guess. And I believe promoting this, yeah, it just raises the healing multiplier. That happens when it starts and when it ends, which is not bad. And then the final champion is gonna be the only new champion I got, which is fine. I definitely want to get my champions awakened before pulling new ones. I just know that the new healer is supposed to be really, really strong, so I wanted her, but it's fine. So let's really quickly finish promoting Airlys. Let's see. So his skills, he's got a talent. When deployed, immediately triggers Mighty Thrust. Deals AoE magic damage 1 time to up to 5 enemies ahead, including airborne units. That's actually pretty nice. And Mighty Thrust inflicts 10% vulnerability to magic damage on enemies for 3 seconds. Okay, and then subsequently triggers Mighty Thrust every 5 basic attacks, dealing 200 damage. Okay. So he immediately triggers that when deployed, and then will continue to trigger it every 5 basic attacks. So it seems like attack speed might be pretty important on him. He deals 120 AoE magic damage. Okay, so he's an AoE, and that's a pretty good range too. 1 time to up to 5 enemies in range. Not bad. His ultimate costs 700. Increases his range, which is awesome. And then the hero's damage by, let's see, 60%, and attack range by 1, right? During the ultimate, basic attack can target airborne units as well. That's really nice, because there's not a whole lot of like ground units that can trigger or target airborne units, which is really nice when you have those that can. Reduces the number of basic attacks required to trigger the talent by 2, so every 3 basic attacks will trigger it. This lasts for 25 seconds when fully skilled out, and the ultimate area of effect turns into golden trammel. Reduces movement speed of enemies in the affected area by 50%. So also provides control. That's a really nice ultimate. And the fact that it actually does not cost that much, I bet he can be on ultimate mode very frequently. And he's also an esoterist. And a watch guard, which is nice as well, but the esotericist part is significant, because that ultimate will go down even more. Yeah, that's kind of gross. And then the first passive during the ultimate triggers Destiny's Decree 1 time every 5 seconds, dealing 80% AoE magic damage, which goes up to 100%. Trigger, so it can happen 4 seconds. every 4 seconds. And Destiny's Decree locks onto one enemy anywhere in the battlefield, anywhere, dealing AoE magic damage 1 time to the target and their surrounding enemies, hitting up to 5 enemies. That is insane. That makes him very versatile. And that happens once every 4 seconds when fully skilled out. I mean, I guess it's only during the ultimate, but again, being an esotericist and not having a very expensive ultimate means that he can potentially be in his ultimate more frequently than not. And then Righteous Fury. Each time Mighty Thrust, the passive, is triggered, increases the hero's attack by 6 up to 10% for 10 seconds. And then each time Destiny's Decree, which is the first passive, is triggered, increases the hero's attack by 10% as well, I'm assuming, for 10 seconds. These attack increase effects can stack, and there's not like a limit to the stacks. Yeah, he sounds really strong. I know that he was supposed to be strong. I haven't necessarily looked into his kit too heavily. But yeah, that's pretty bonkers. I don't know if he's got an exclusive artifact. If he does, I don't own it. I think he has exclusive gear though, which I think I have gotten. Not sure what it does. I know you can filter just to see the exclusive. So it's not... If he does have it, I don't own it, I guess. But yeah, let's see what his awakenings do. Okay, so the very first awakening reduces his cost. That's really, really nice. Increases basic attack range by 1. That's bonkers. That's insane. So then he'll have a basic of 4 ahead, and then during the ultimate will be 5 ahead. That's really, really nice. I like that already. That's a great awakening one. Also inflicts damage reduction on enemies. So he'll take less damage from enemies. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Awakening 2, extra attack. Awakening 3. During the ultimate, Mighty Thrust deals an extra 100% damage 1 time. Destiny's Decree trigger interval is reduced by 1 second. Yeah, that's crazy because that'll mean during the ultimate, the attack increase stacks will be that much, I guess, higher. He's gonna have a lot more stacks because this is gonna be triggering just that much more frequently. And then penetration plus 8%, and then awaken 5. Mighty Thrust and Destiny's Decree ignore 25% of the target's magic resistance. Wait, I didn't really pay that much attention. Is he a magic damage dealer? He is. So this is very similar to Valkyra. He's probably gonna be really good in like Gear Dungeon 1, and I mean honestly in a lot of areas. He seems really, really great. I honestly might just end up having him be my next skilled out champion. It's hard because I do have a lot of champions that need skilling. That's like one of the big problems with having a lot of champions is knowing who to skill out next, but he seems like a really, really powerful one. I almost want to try... See, I feel like I need to have him awaken 1 though, in order to test him out in areas where I use Valkyra. But he might give Valkyra a run for her money. I'll just have to test him out, but yeah, he sounds great. Definitely not a sad pool today. It's unfortunate I didn't get an extra Diaochan, and it's unfortunate that I didn't get the new healer. I forget her name. Airlys. But I am very happy for pulling Aeris. And I still am not done with pulling. I definitely plan on pulling more before the event ends. And then there's Ancient Summon that's gonna be happening here soon, which I believe I am gonna pull for as well. So hopefully you guys stay tuned, because there's more summonings coming up in the very near future. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until the next video, guys, take care.